I love these live tools. Like you sit there, it's doing something, and all of a sudden, flop. Hello,
Yeah,
everyone.
that's so cool.
Hi, everyone. Welcome to this, in Southern California, rather gloomy Sunday morning. Just means Nicolette and I need to shine brighter a bit more than we do anyway.
Exactly.
We have an author interview today, and I'm super excited about that. As you can see, no, there, Nicolette is with me. And see, it's already starting. Did I have a
Yeah.
coffee today? I don't know. Probably not. Otherwise, this would go smoother. It never does on this channel, which is totally fine. I will stop talking and let Nicolette introduce herself real quick.
So hi, I'm Nicolette. I'm a romantasy author of nearly 20 novels. I've been writing since 2013. Mostly writing, I always say I write mostly enemies to dragons, often with dragons.
That is awesome. Well, one of the books that I definitely want to talk with you about is probably your most recent one, right? Also, the one that I kind of tried to be really fancy putting into the background of my new live tool here. That's the Moonlight Dragon trilogy, right? It's a
Yes.
trilogy, yeah.
Yeah.
Book one and two are out, which I didn't check. You can barely see this. Bummer. Ugh, this is the
Oh
this
yeah,
is the
you can
light.
I have behind me too. You can barely see it.
Book one is
Shiny child.
Dragon's Deception, which is, oh my god. I mean, okay, so before we start about the book, talking about the book, I have to show
Yeah.
you guys this because this is insane. Look at this is the naked hardcover. Can we not like what? And then the spines also super pretty, and then the backside. Like just like the additions that you put together are so
Yeah.
crazy gorgeous. Wait, hang on. And then also like the interior art. And this interior art is also for the regular ones, right? Like you have
Yeah.
these
Yeah.
nope, these chapter headings for the regular
Yeah. For
books as
this, the
well.
like the standard editions. Yeah.
This is and
I
it's
love. I
also
I love how they turned out.
oh my god. Yes. So tell us a little bit about Moonlight Dragons, about your latest series.
So, Moonlight Dragon is my, I call it my enemies to fake engagement to lovers series because it starts out with Eric, who is a were dragon. He only shifts when it's a full moon. And he lives in a society where they're not allowed to have magic outside of like an organized religion. And he is considered what they would call corrupted. So it means he can't, like, he's considered like kind of like a, I'm trying to think of like an aberration of magic, and he's looking for a cure so he can like basically live a normal life. And he comes to the town where our protagonist Leanne lives, and she's the princess of like the empire that like controls most of the continent they live on, and she struggles with chronic illness. She has a lot of fevers. She has a lot of just issues with like pain, and like she like has had like been bedbound a lot of her life. She's in the current throes of like trying to get revenge for her best friend who died from a magical drug ring. And he meets her. She doesn't trust him at first, but he convinces her to fake their engagement to get her mom off her back about getting married, because her mom really wants her to get married and like settle down and stuff like that. And they end up in this like kind of political entanglement where they're trying to hunt down the source of like who's providing the drugs to the city, who is like who's like pulling the strings as far as like political intrigue and things that go like that. And it obviously turns into like a kind of a spicy romance, and it continues on over the next couple books. And like I'm trying to like keep it spoiler free because I know you know a lot, but I'm like, yeah, that's the basic setup of book one. But it's a lot of political intrigue, a lot of like different religious intertwining and things like that. Yeah.
Yeah, and a lot of nuance too. So one of the things that I really enjoyed, so I read book one and two. Book three is not out yet, so otherwise I would have probably read that too at this point. But what I also really like is the nuances for pretty much everything. But I really like the magic system, the way it's set up essentially. So you already talked a little bit about. I keep calling him Erich. That's my German.
Yeah, yeah. And you're probably pronouncing it right. I'm pronouncing it in my ugly little American way.
No,
'Cause, like,
you're
I think
fine.
it's better because he's not supposed to be like, I don't know if I've ever said this to you directly, but the world is inspired by the Holy Roman Empire.
Yeah.
Like, so like I don't know, you probably caught that, but like so like I intentionally was trying to like pick like Germanic names and like like in my mind he's technically supposed to be something kind of like Scandinavian, but like very, very loosely Scandinavian. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
like I didn't do like I didn't like do a deep dive into like Scandinavian culture or anything for like developing that. But like it was in my mind, I was like, yeah, this is like it's all very loosely based because I don't want to like co-opt another culture I'm not part of. But like it was like I was watching a lot of historical I can't remember her name right now, but there's a YouTube channel I love that she does like deep dives into like historical royalty, and I was just fascinated by the Holy Roman Empire, like just the whole like it was one of those things where it's like I'm like this is a huge basically German dynasty that like as Americans I like had never heard of in school because we're so like England centric and we're so obsessed with England. It's like
Tudors and whatnot. Yeah,
and it's like I'm like this is like there's so much rich culture and like interesting history here that nobody ever touches on, and I was like so inspired by that because like every time you think emperors or like empires, people are like, oh yeah, like China or like Japan or what have you, and I was like this is the only time I've heard like a legitimate like I learned like the definition of an actual empire while writing this because I always had it in my mind. I was like, oh yeah, it's just another version of king, and it's like no, it's totally different.
No, it's bigger.
It's bigger. Yeah. So it was fun to build the world like pulling inspiration from real world stuff like that.
Yeah, awesome. Yeah, a little bit. I mean, I saw the German things, of course, you know, because when I see like German inspired words, I'm immediately like, oh, let me look into this. But on top of this, so the intricacies of the magic system. So I really liked. How did I get to that? Oh, because Erich. Yeah, Erich. Totally fine. We know who we are talking about. The guy. You talked about him being corrupted and that's kind of like makes him an outcast in that sense. No one can know that. But there is also, quote unquote, good magic in there as well, right? Like there are other magical abilities associated with the church, and you have a lot of intricacies in that. And there's, especially going into book 2, and again, I'm also trying to be very careful how I phrase things so I'm not giving anything away. But throughout both books, you see a lot of intricacies on how people deal with magic, good versus bad. So you have a lot of intricacies in that story in that sense. Also from a political level too, like it's not good evil or anything. Like there are a lot of gray zones and levels and like aspects to it in the story as well, on top of obviously the spicy romance, which is also very important.
That was essential.
I mean, what I like about it is it's a romance with, you know, that happens to be in a fantasy world. It's very much a fantasy story that you build. You build a whole empire. You build a whole world, a whole magic system, and a lot of aspects to it. And it just happens to have a romance too, as well. Like it's a good balance of both, I find.
Yeah, that's how I like to write books. I like to write books that are it's equal. You couldn't take the fantasy and you can't take the fantasy out and you can't take the romance out. They are so entwined, which is like how I view romantasy. I know there's like a lot of discourse on like what the actual like phrase is, but in my mind, they are inexplicable for me. Like you cannot remove one from the other. Like they are so intertwined. It is both. So that's why that's what I like. That's what I grew up reading. Like I read like Juliet Marillier's books growing up. Was obsessed with Juliet Marillier. Jacqueline Carey was like one of my huge inspirations. So it's like I grew up reading books like that before they called it romantasy. You know what I mean? And it was like, so that's always what I wanted to write, and that's always what I have been writing. So it's like, now it's just like, it has a new name, but it's like still the same, it's still the same heart, and it's still the same stuff, you know?
Do you feel like since there is this romantasy hype, that your books are more accepted, that you get more readers through that?
I don't think I don't know if I've gotten more readers because of it, but I definitely feel a higher level of acceptance and like instant understanding when I explain my books. Like,
oh, romantasy.
Because it's like I can say shorthand romantasy where it's like there was definitely like when I started publishing in 2013, and when I first started publishing in 2013, like we would refer to it as romantic fantasy, and back then there was this kind of like snubbery from like some people that kind of, I always call it like the boys club, kind of like old school, you know, like, and I'm not saying I'm aiming against these people, but the people that liked like classic like Lord of the Rings or like George R. Martin like was really popular when I was first starting. Like it was definitely like, oh, there's romance in it, and it was like it was to like it was more within the writer community. I felt more snubbery than like among readers.
Yeah.
But like it was definitely, you got a lot more like, oh, it was like you were lesser, and it's like it didn't matter how much like thought and like care
Yeah.
you put into your world building. If they heard romance at all, they immediately disregarded you as like,
Yeah.
oh, that's beneath me because you sullied my good fantasy world. You know
Yes.
what I mean?
Yes.
So
Well, which the interesting thing though is if you look at even Lord of the Rings or Game of like the big ones, if they would be written by a woman, there's romance in there too.
Oh,
So
ton.
are they romantasies, and are they just not romantasy because a man wrote them? Like I find this very interesting to see this dynamics at the moment in
So
general.
this is my hot take, because I feel like the thing that makes a romantasy is it is romance, but I think it is also a focus on community and relationships.
Yeah.
And if you look at it through that lens, Lord of the Rings is a romantasy.
Oh, absolutely. Yes.
Because it is all about the relationships.
Yeah.
The quest is definitely a huge part of it, and you can't remove the quest, but like the relationship between Sam and Frodo is a huge core part of the Lord of the Rings trilogy.
Yeah.
Like Bilbo's connection to, like in The Hobbit, his connection to the dwarves is a huge part of it, and it's like it is more of a character driven fantasy novel.
Yeah.
And that at its heart, that's what romantasy is. It's character driven. It's character driven fantasy.
Yeah.
So it's like, I agree. If J.R.R. Tolkien was a woman, people would they'd be marketing it as romantasy. Like,
Yes.
and it has the same heart, and I think that's why it resonates so much with like current romantasy readers. Like, Aragorn is like an icon of like, of book talk. Like I see,
Yeah.
this morning I saw another edit of Aragorn, and it's just like he knew what he was doing. Like he
Oh,
knew,
absolutely.
you know what I mean? Like, you're
Yeah.
right. There's so much romance in it, and it's like they're not the central couples, but it's like the relationships between the characters is
Yeah.
essential to the story.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah, it's a bromance, not a sexual relationship.
Yeah.
It's a bromance, right?
Yeah,
It's a
exactly.
friendship relationship.
Exactly.
And I 100% agree. Like that's what I love. Like I'm very open. Like I also thought at the very beginning when romantasy was all big, I was like, oh, it's just spice. Like, it's the okay, I have all the spice, 5-level spice stuff in there, and then it happens to be in a fantasy
Yeah.
world. But
Yeah.
the more I read, the more I was exposed to it. I was like, no, that's normal fantasy. Like that's
Yep.
exactly the stuff I grew up on.
Exactly.
It just has a more focus on the relationship, and I actually really love it. Like I've read some books, including yours, are definitely part of that, where there's exploring how the different types of relationship works with different, backgrounds and different whatever the characters are thrown into. It makes the story so much more relatable and so much more interesting and so much more, I don't know, everything. Like throw
Yeah.
whatever warp into this right now. Like it's
Yeah.
that's fantasy. It
Yeah.
just happens to have a relationship aspect of it, but
Yeah.
don't all books have that
Yeah.
at the end?
That's what humans crave. We want connection with other humans, and like
Yeah.
that's why we read stories, is because we want to connect with other humans. Like,
Yeah.
and I think it's just it's the romance part that's so vilified within the book industry that
Yeah.
is why it's like, if you just said like, oh, this is an exploration of like father-son relationship, or whatever, people will be like, oh wow, that sounds really deep and intellectual. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's like, because it's like, and it's like I say that, but if I say like, oh, he has daddy issues, it's like everybody's like, you know what I mean? Like it's just
Yeah. It's
that's
immediately
the-
sexual and something different, and for the woman. Yeah.
Exactly.
I mean, that's the same with romance. Like even before romantasy was a thing, I love reading romance
Oh, yeah,
because
me
of the relationships. Like one of my favorites, Susan Elizabeth Phillips, which I always have to say very, very slowly, otherwise I stumble over her name. She is one of the old school romance writers,
Yeah.
right? And her books always have been first and foremost about a relationship, about two people that are in very difficult life situations, that have problems like every other human has, and how they are dealing with it together.
Yeah.
And that's what I love about romance. And we had the same thing before, right? Like as if you said, oh, I read romance, immediately like
Yeah.
it's worse. It's like not a
Yeah.
good book because it's romance. Like why? It's
Yeah.
actually a really interesting story.
Yeah.
So I'm actually kind of glad to see at least I see that like in my booktube circle a little bit, where romantasy at the beginning was a bit looked down upon in the fantasy world.
Yeah.
There are a lot more people trying it now and realizing, hey, it's actually really good. And even because of that, even trying to read actual like romance books and saying like, oh, this is actually really good. Like this is such a good story. Yes, of course they are the ones that are basically porn on paper. Of course that you know has its place too, but there's some really good books there too.
Yeah, you know, and it's so interesting because I was gonna say I've seen in the last year or two a definite increase in like more male readers I meet in person.
Yeah.
And they're just like, oh, I love romantasy. And I love to see that because it's like, I think more men are catching on like, oh, wait, I actually do like feeling like that connection with other humans. I like relating to a character, you know, I like seeing their struggle from like being weak to becoming strong, you know, or like healing whatever, you know, it's like that. I think most humans at their core want to see themselves in the hero, you know what I mean? And it's like gender is, you know, irregardless, you know what I mean? So, yeah.
I love it. So we totally sidetracked.
Yeah.
Well, not really. I mean, it's important to your books too. Let's get back to your books. One of the things, and I believe I pinged you about that too when I read it, is like one of the things that I really loved in your book, because I don't think I've ever read a were-dragon book before, like werewolf. We know that. I mean, were in general, always you change on the moon, but were-dragon was a first for me at least. I'm sure there are other books out there, but it was a first for me.
Yeah.
And I loved how you depicted the dragon underneath. Like Erich was always like kind of this obsessed, there's something inside me, and like pressing against the walls and trying to show itself. Like, where did this come from for you? Like, how did you envision that? How did you get that on paper?
You know, I don't know where the were-dragon thing, I think it was just me iterating on an idea because it's like I've written dragon shifters before and I didn't want to just do a straight dragon shifter again. And when I started like conceptualizing the idea of him like being in a inner turmoil over it, I wanted to personify the inner turmoil of the dragon, the dragon like rolling under his skin and stuff like that is meant to be like a personification of like almost like id. Like the dragon is like his id. It's like his most animalistic form of his brain. And I wanted to like personify it to give it almost like its own character where it's like this like idea of like the dragon is separate from self. Like it's like, oh, that's the monster within me. Yeah. And like that was like kind of, I was trying to like metaphorically be like, this is the monster within. Like within himself, how he views himself as like almost like separating himself from the monster within kind of thing. Yeah.
Do you have a psychology background?
No. I really like studying people.
Yeah.
Like I've always been like really into like understanding characters. Like have you ever done any of those the Clifton Strengths? It's like it's a personality test where it tells you what your strengths are, like your personality strengths are. Mine, like one of my number one ones is like individuation, which is like basically where I'm like very aware of how every person is like very separate unto themselves and they have their own lived experiences and things like that.
Oh, interesting.
So I spend a lot of time like it's really important to me as an author to really make sure every character feels unique.
Yeah.
And feels like their own individual person. Like I don't try to like I definitely try to bake in some like the fun tropes and stuff like that, but I also try to flesh them out to the point where you feel like this is somebody you knew or you could know.
Yeah.
That kind of thing.
Well, and also separate.
Yeah.
Sorry, go ahead. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so especially also to separate them from each other, right? Like, you know, you don't have to see the name. If someone talks on the page, you know who it belongs to, essentially.
Yeah.
Yeah. Super interesting.
Yeah.
Cool. Oh, I can't wait for book 3.
I'm going as fast as I can.
I know. I don't mean to pressure. You take all the time that you need.
But you're okay.
So good. Talking about book 3, you just had a Kickstarter going for that too, right? It ended, but you still can do late backer. Did I see that right?
Yeah. So Kickstarter has this new thing called late pledges. So basically, even after the campaign ends, you can still pledge for rewards from the campaign. So it's like, it like kind of gives people like, because like especially right now with finances the way they are, like some people are like, oh, I really wanted that, but I couldn't like get in on it at the same time.
Yeah.
And there is like a kind of a gap period for me as like as a creator, where not much is happening, and it's like I don't feel like I'm like, you can still just jump in, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
it's like it's not going to change anything. The way I order huge amounts at once, so it's like,
Yeah.
you know, a couple people jumping in at the end isn't going to like impact anything. So I like kind of like leave it as like a gray area, like, hey, like it's over, but it's not over.
Yeah.
It's kind of like a pre-order.
Yeah.
It's kind of like, instead of like being part of the main hype of like, yay, we're funding, it's like you're just like, oh yeah, and I'll join too, you know. Like, it's like the friend that shows up late to the party, basically. You're just like, yeah, and I'm here too. So that'll be open for a couple months. Like, I'll just let it roll, and then like, I'll have, you know, I'll have it up on my website after that too. So if somebody saw this like, you know, a year from now,
Yeah.
I'll still have the copy, because like this is like my favorite thing I've ever written. And I used to do Kickstarters, and it would be like, okay, this is a one-time printing. I'm never going to reprint these. Like, I love these books too much. They're too pretty to be like one and done. Like, I'm reordering. Like,
Thank goodness.
they'll probably be around for as long as I can keep. You know, as long as people keep
Yeah.
buying them, I'll keep ordering them. You know, I'll keep having them.
Yeah.
Yeah. But that's why I did the Kickstarter now, because the book, I've drafted book 3. It's just, but editing for me can often be like a process, so that it'll take me a couple months probably to edit book 3.
Yeah.
Before this also gives me time to like get a gauge of like, okay, how many people are interested in like getting a special edition of book 3 before I actually put the order in and stuff like that. So
Yeah.
this allows me to kind of like get my ducks in the row for like when the actual like launch to everybody else happens, basically.
It's your motivator to get done, basically.
Yeah, that's too much pressure. Like, you need the pressure.
So, and the Kickstarter is because I know it's meant for book 3, but you can also buy the first book, right, on the Kickstarter. So you can, if you're new to the Moonlight Dragon world, you can still go in and say like, oh yeah, I really like to try book 1 as a special edition, and then or all of them for that matter.
Yeah, I always make it that anybody can come in at any time, because like I personally don't like it when I like find out about something and then it's like, oh, I only have book 3.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, well, I don't know if I want to commit, you know, hundreds of dollars to like get like a, you know, a 3-book set or whatever. Like, maybe let me just test out the first one first, you know, because like a lot of people I talk to are like, oh, this sounds so good, and it's like, I'm like, oh, you can only get the special editions for me. They're like, I'll just get book 1, and I'm like, yeah, that's fair. You know, you don't know if you're gonna like it. Like, there's lots of books I've bought that I've been disappointed in, you know, so I get it.
Yeah, and then, you know, when you're at events like that's how I found you, right? At one of those events where you're selling your books. You're like, there are 20 authors where you would like to buy the whole series from, and you just can't.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And a lot of people I talk to, like, especially like some of the bigger events, people fly in, you know, so it's like there's like a logistical issue of like, I can only put so much in my suitcase when I go back home, you know, so
which is like the worst thing to have. That
exactly.
In that situation.
So I totally get it. Like, and like also like some people it's just like it's a physical space limitation, you know, like you only have so much bookshelf space.
Yeah.
You know, I always joke with people, I'm like, yeah, we're like just gonna get rid of furniture, we're just gonna sit on books. You know?
Yeah. Like, I have a huge backyard. I don't need the backyard, right? I can just attach more on the house, and that's then the library. That's how this works, right?
Yeah.
Like, that's how becoming an adult works, kind of.
Yeah, exactly.
All right. So, but the Kickstarter is one thing. Like, the Kickstarter special, you also have, I believe you had a bunch of stretch goals, right? So there's vellum in the book now, and you get stickers and whatnot, but you can get... Sorry, go.
Oh, yeah,
Let's talk about that first.
So we ended up unlocking all of our stretch goals. There was, like, I was kind of flirting with adding some more because I hadn't really planned on doing more, but we ended up hitting exactly the stretch goals I had planned. So there's vellum inserts. They're not going to be, like, sewn into the books, unfortunately, but, like, they'll be, like, loose vellum that you can put in, you know. Some of them match up with scenes. So those will be one of the stretch goals. I'm also doing, for the first time, I'm doing sticker sheets, which a friend of mine has, was one that got me on it. Her name's Ava Thorne. She does sticker sheets, and basically it's just, like, I love stickers. Like, I'm a big sticker person. And so this is like a bunch of like just little like stickers that are like themed after the like scenes and stuff from the book, and you could just like regular stick, you just pull off and like, you know, put little stickers all over your computer, or water bottle or whatever. Or
that's the new trend, right? You put them on your
or on your Kindle, exactly. Yeah, exactly. So that we did that, and then we also got, which I'm really really excited about, is a magnetic bookmark. I have like this little dragon guy, and I don't have him around, but I have this little dragon. Oh, you know, I do. So I've made this guy. Whoops. I don't know if you can see. Nope. It's
slowly,
almost.
a little bit. Ah, there you go.
This guy
Hello,
is like,
cutie.
he's like almost like a mascot. We're doing magnetic bookmarks of him. So
Ooh,
yeah, so
I
I
totally
love,
missed that.
yeah,
Unbelievable.
yeah, I love magnetic bookmarks. It's been like one of my goals to do as a Kickstarter stretch reward for like ages and ages. And because that's my favorite type of bookmark. Because it's just like there's something, they're almost like fidget toys. Because it's
Yeah.
like the way I love them. So we unlocked that. And I think, try to think if we unlocked anything else. I think that was it. Because there was 2 sets of vellums. There was like a spicy vellum and then like a spicy sweet vellum. And yeah, the sticker. Yeah. So that was all this. We ended up unlocking all of our stretch goals. So like even late pledges will get the stretch goals.
Yeah.
Like,
Awesome.
yeah. So it's like I keep it fair for everybody because it's like I have had a lot of people that like, you know, have financial reasons for whatever, and then they'll come back like a couple weeks later when their next
Yeah.
paycheck hits, and then they'll pledge.
Yeah.
So yeah.
And then, of course, because that will all take a little bit to come out, especially if you ordered book 3, right? Because, you know, you have to write it first, edit it, all that fun stuff. So if someone would want to start, you're pretty much everywhere else too, right? Like you have
Oh, yeah.
book 1 available in the special edition and ebook and all those fun things.
Yeah. Every right now the series is everything but audio. It's definitely a high priority of mine to get it into audio this year because like the rest of my backlist is in audio already.
Yeah.
I have a narrator that I want to work with. It's just like getting the money together to like do the narration. Because like I'm very determined to like pay her like a fair wage. You know what I mean? Like she's trying to like if she heard that she'd be like yelling at me, but she's like she keeps trying to like make me pay her less, and I'm like, no, you will get what you deserve.
Like you in
I
full.
have no choice. Yeah. But so like they're all out in audio everywhere. The ebooks are actually the ebook for book 1 is free on like most platforms, or if you have a Yearn subscription, you can read the first 2 books right now with the Yearn subscription along with everything else. You know.
So
on-
shameless plug here when
Yeah,
you're
yeah.
playing Yearn. I'm
Yeah.
just putting it in there, and it's also in the description down below for
Yeah.
those of you who watch the replay.
Yeah.
Yearn, just to explain it real quick, is a new service, right, that is focused on romantasy. Romance, like fantasy first and foremost, but then fantasy that has various elements of romance, coziness, stuff like that. So paranormal romance, cozy romance, fairy tale retellings, romantasy, fantasy, like whatever, you know, keywords you associate with that.
Yeah.
And their focus, which is something that I find really, really interesting, is their focus is no AI and always author first. So they're really good at, first of all, sourcing authors for the app. They are vetting you all, right? Like they are making sure that none of you use AI in your writing. And then they are also very, like, it's not everybody at once. They are very, like, every week, here are 3, 4, 5 new authors. Here are the 3, 4, 5 new authors of the week, so that everybody really gets the attention they deserve, and, you know, that everybody can see what's in the app and whatnot. And also from like the share that you pay, and I know, you know, you don't have to, please don't share numbers, but like from what they are saying themselves, it's we're paying better than Kindle Unlimited and whatnot, right? We are paying you a fair share of what you deserve for your book on that topic of paying what you deserve. Very interesting. They're available on iPhone, iPad. They just launched their Android app too. And it's US only right now, but I know they're looking into global. And I know since I work with payment providers, it's a pain in the ass to go global when it comes to payments. But I know they are working on it really, really heavy, which I'm excited about. So yeah, if you guys want to try it out, that's my code down there. I know Nicolette has her own code. If you want to support Nicolette, do you know what your code is by any chance?
I think it's like N Andrews 50 or something like that. Or
All right.
Yeah, like I think it's N Andrews 50. I'd have to look it up. I know it's something. I know Andrews is in there, but I'm pretty sure it's just like N Andrews, and then the 50 to get
Yeah. And then it's the same, right? 50% off the first month. So if you want to support Nicolette, use her code. If you want to support me, use my code. And then I say hi to Mark. So Mark, where I see him here, he is one of the guys that started reading fantasy, and he is one of the ones that talked a little bit about. He read a romance book for, you know, because we talked about it earlier, right? More men reading romance. He is one of the guys that read a romance book and was like, this is really good, and now I want to read more romance. I love that.
Yeah.
No, we are not. We're in the middle of things. No worries, Mark. You are good. Awesome. All right. So if someone is interested, you have a website also down in the description below, right? And then all the platforms itself. I mean, oh God, like definitely give it a try. It's such a good fantasy story.
I'm like really new to it, but I'm really like wholeheartedly really excited for this. Like I'm not in KU. I haven't been in KU for a really long time. I don't really love the requirement of exclusivity for authors.
Yeah.
And the fact that Yearn is like, oh yeah, you don't have to be exclusive. It's like that's perfect.
It
And
makes
just
it so
like
much easier. Yeah.
yeah, and just the fact that it's women owned and it's just like they have like so much they're so like focused on making a good experience for authors while not detracting from reader experience.
Yeah.
Because it's like I've seen other platforms come up where it's like it is built by authors and it feels too for authors. It doesn't feel like it's a space for readers.
Yeah.
Their filtering system is like what my dreams are
It's
made of.
insane. Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like to be able to like sort by like trope and like heroes and like just like all this like granular like trope stuff, and it's like I'm like, oh my god, this is like the best discovery tool. I like if as a reader I'd be so excited for this kind of discovery tool.
Yeah.
It's like you don't see that kind of thing usually. Like even Amazon has like like it's more
Oh,
like
it's horrible. You never
horrible.
find what you're
Yeah.
looking for.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, okay, let's see if I can show you guys this. Because I have the app here. So there you see. That's their filtering system. It's probably really hard to see. There. I will make a video on this separately. But you can see like tropes, spice level, monsters, right? Title, creatures. That's what they're calling it. I
Yeah.
apologize. Who, which is like MFFF, threesome, harem,
Yeah.
white shoes, like all the different tropes. What? School setting, warrior training, quest, prophecy fulfillment, mafia, heist. I mean, it's
Yeah.
insane what you can search for.
Yeah.
And yeah,
Yeah. It's an incredible app, and it's like I just like it's been a long time since I've seen something that I feel like could actually shake up the current like reading space, and like this
Yeah.
I feel like has the potential to like really shake up like the actual reading space where it could actually do something to actually come for like this is I feel like they're the first people that actually is going to try and come for Amazon's launch.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know what I mean? Yeah.
Well, especially in the again romantasy market. I know it's a big hype right now, but I love it that it is such a hype because it opens up, you know, minds for people to see like, hey, there's a whole different world out there.
Oh yeah.
Because one of the things that when I started reading fantasy, you see your typical books, right? Lord of the Rings, Game of
Yeah.
Thrones, whatever, like the big ones that you see typically. But
Yeah.
there's so much more below that level. No matter if you follow the fantasy or not, but there's so much more really, really good fantasy. And I love it that they're highlighting
Yeah.
authors with that on top of everything, right?
Yeah,
And-
yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. I just love Yearn. They're the
Yeah.
best.
So yeah, if you guys want to try it out, and again, you don't have to be a woman to do
Yeah.
that. Like
Yeah.
if you like good fantasy stories, there are so many good ones. Like I know yours is on there, and a lot of other authors that I've read before too, and that I've highlighted on the channel as well, are also on there, and they have
Oh,
some
yeah.
fantastic stories.
Yeah.
All right, so we talked a lot about Moonlight Dragon. But as you said yourself, you're writing since 2013, and you have what 20 books total? So 18 other books.
Yeah. So Dragon's Devotion, which is the third Moonlight Dragon book, is technically my 20th book.
Okay, 17 other books then.
Yeah, seven. Yeah, so like other than this trilogy, there's 17 other books. So I've done a lot of stuff. Like it's all over the place. The thing I'm probably other than Moonlight Dragon is quickly becoming like what I'm most known for. Like in like the last like I feel like in the last year I've been pushing it really hard, so I feel like a lot of people have come in through that. But before that, a lot of people knew me for the Dragon Saga, which is kind of a Japanese inspired like epic fantasy, more on the epic fantasy, like it's epic fantasy with a very slow burn romance.
Ooh.
So it's very heavily influenced by the anime Inuyasha, if you've ever heard of that, and it's like it's another dragon shifter one. He is a dragon shifter who is like a ice dragon. So
Oh,
he's
okay.
like he has ice powers, and she's like a fire priestess. So it has a lot of like Avatar-esque like elemental powers to it, where they're basically on a quest to find the pieces of the soul of like a priestess who like I'm trying to think. I haven't pitched this in a long time, but basically, they're on a quest to find the pieces of the priestess's fragmented soul that initially trapped him. So he at first it starts as a revenge quest for him, and then it turns into more of like a save the world kind of adventure.
Oh,
Yeah. So it's a complete 5-book series. It took me. I published the first book in 2015, and then it took me close to almost 10 years to finish. I think actually it might have been 10 years to finish. I'm pretty sure I published the last book in 2025. I'm pretty sure it was the end of 2025. No, it was 2024. So it took me 9 years to finish.
Oh, that's still good.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah,
for 5
yeah.
books, that is a good
Yeah.
cadence, I'd say.
Yeah, it was. There was like a period where a lot of my books were written in like a really short period of time. When I first started, because I started publishing in 2013, and like from like 2013 to 2018, I was like the bulk of my backlist, it was published in that time period.
Yeah.
Because I was just like really locked in. I was really like working hard to get like out of my full-time job. Mm-hmm. And so a lot of it happened in that. But the result of that is that, and like trying really to co-write a book really fast kind of burnt me out.
Yeah.
So there's a big period in my career where I like slowed way down.
Yeah.
Like where I was just like kind of burnt out. And that's like, not to bring it back to Moonlight Dragon, but that is like why I always say like Moonlight Dragon's my passion project, why it's like because it healed my burnout, because I went from like all these like kind of insane like all over the place projects to like really focusing in on one thing.
Yeah.
Just doing something that was just for fun for me. But even that, it's taken me, I published the first Moonlight Dragon book in 2022. So even that's taken me years to get through the whole series and fully flesh it out to the point that I feel like happy with it. So the things I really care about, it takes a long time. But like I have a tendency to do multiple things at once with like projects. Like even right now I have like 3 projects. Like because I realized I'm out of my burnout, and I'm like fully out of the burnout. And I'm back to my old habits, but I'm being more careful about like checking in with myself and being like,
please do.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah. I'm like, I've definitely matured a lot. Because I mean, you think I'm almost 40 now. I was like in my 20s when I started.
Yeah.
So it's like I was like a little dumb and a little like like had that youthful like I'll live forever. I'll be able to like you know what I mean? Like
Yes,
I'll
I
be
know
able
what
to
you
do
mean.
whatever I want forever. So yeah, I'm much better about it now. I'm better about taking days off. I'm better about like, especially with how much events and stuff I do. Like I'm better about like being like, hey, we need a rest day. Like don't collapse, you know?
Yeah.
So, but yeah, but I like having multiple projects because it gives me lots to think about. And it's like if I get stuck on one, I can bounce to the other one and work on that for a little bit and like let things simmer when they need to simmer without feeling like I'm just sitting there. Because like this is my full-time job. So like I don't want to be like just sitting there doing nothing, you know, just staring at the wall. Like
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can we take a second though to celebrate that you figured out a way to make writing your full-time job? I think that is an incredible achievement. Like if you look at how many writers there are, and it's a goal for a lot of writers, and it's hard. Like I there's no other way of saying that, it's hard. So I want to acknowledge that you did it. Like you were a full-time writer. That is amazing.
Yeah. Sometimes I still don't believe it's true. Like sometimes I'll be like, I'll just be like, no, like I like for like sometimes I'll still have those dreams of waking back up at my office job and be like, oh, you know what I mean? Like, it was really hard, and it's like, and it's not like any self-employment is difficult. Like there's a lot of ups and downs to self-employment living. But I'm so grateful for this, like this, to be able to like make a living off of what I care about, and like just to be able to like continue to do it. Cause like there's been times where I'm like, I don't know, like maybe I should go back to like, you know, just especially with like the pandemic and like stuff like that. Like there was points where I was like, and when I was burnt out and I didn't want to write, I was like, I don't know, maybe it would be better just to like get a paycheck, you know, like than to keep like struggling like this. But in the end, it's always worth it for sure.
Awesome.
Yeah.
You talked about events. So that is one of your big venues, right? Like that's again how I found you, a WonderCon probably. That's my favorite one. So probably there. But you do a lot of other events. So what is coming up for you? Where can people find you next?
Oh my gosh. I had so many. So if you want to see the full list, I have it. It's NicoletteAndrews.com/events has a full list of events of where I'm going to be. But my next one, I'm actually doing more out of California events this year than I have ever before. Because I go to Phoenix a lot.
Yeah.
A lot of my good friends I've met in Phoenix. I do Phoenix events, but I'm going to my next big one is Steamy in Pacific Northwest.
Okay.
Is in Vancouver, Washington.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so I'm going up there. That's my first one, and then I have another one in San Diego called Raven Spicy Reads, which you should go to. It'll be fun.
San Diego is always, so I live on the other side of Los Angeles. So going to San Diego is always like a big project.
Yeah,
If you just, because people always talk about Los Angeles traffic. So
Yeah.
Los
Oh, yeah.
Angeles is, if you just look at the street, it's like, I don't know, 20, 30 miles. I'm making up a number,
Yeah.
but it's ridiculously little.
Yeah.
But then if you're in the car and it's 3 hours later and you are then finally on the other end and then you have another hour and a half till you're in
Yeah.
San Diego, you're like, okay, this was a day.
Yeah, oh yeah, it is. Like I there's a bookstore I love. This is off topic, but there's a bookstore I love in Ventura, and it is like a 4 hour. I do signings with them, but it's like
Yeah.
a 4 hour drive one way, and like it's on the way sometimes it's like less than 4 hours, but the way home it's always like 4 or 5
Yeah.
hours because there's something about the traffic down to San Diego that's way worse than San Diego up to LA.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, so I do a lot of events in LA. The next one I have in LA I think is gonna be Dragons and Dreams.
Yeah, that's like one in Camarillo, right? Yeah.
No, not the Camarillo one, the Griffith Park one. They're doing another one in fall. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, unfortunately I'm not gonna be at the Camarillo one because of these two I'm doing in June already. But yeah, and then I'll also be in Nashville for Forbidden Love, which is gonna be it's a big romantasy event, and they're doing it's kind of Hades Persephone themed.
Oh.
And they're doing like an actual like a ball at the Parthenon in Nashville. So it's like in an actual like temple. I think it's a Athenian temple like replica.
Wow.
So it's very, very magical. I'm very excited for that one. Tian Tropes is who runs those events. I'm also doing her Snowden in December. I am absolutely obsessed with those events. Like they're some of my favorite events I do. Like they're so well run. The people that attend are so nice and like my favorite events to do. I'm also doing Books, Gowns, and Crowns in San Diego in the fall. I'm trying to think if there's anything else. There's a couple, like there's other little ones that come up, like more local ones, but I try to hit all the big, I apply to every romantasy event I can, and now I'm trying to, and I kind of do some romance events, but I try to get like in any and all events I can get into in Southern California. I try to like, I actually keep a list, if people are in Southern California, they're author, I keep a list of like Southern California events, because like I run into so many authors and I meet so many people that are like and other people that are like in the bookish space that are like looking for events, and I'm like, oh, I have a list. like you need somewhere to apply here, you know what I mean? Like because it's just like I had to find a lot of it through word of mouth. Like I just had to meet people and go to events and like meet people and stuff, like, and like hear about events from other people. So that's why I'm like paying it forward. I'm like, oh, here, because it's like that is a huge staple of my creative business, how I reach, like how I met you, how I reach a lot of people like now is through like that in-person connection, because I like talking to people more than I like just shouting into the void online. So.
Well, it's also more focused in a sense, right? I mean, not to get into marketing techniques here, but it makes it easier, because especially those romantasy events, but even things like WonderCon or something, right? You know who those people are. So it's at the very least fantasy lovers, but with these romantasy events popping up left and right now, it's romantasy lovers. Like that's your target audience, right? Exactly. So it makes it so much easier for you than to pitch your book. You don't have to have like a long preamble or anything. It's really, do you like dragon? Where dragons here? It's super easy. And then to the point of, you can then talk about stuff you love, and know the other person will love too. Like they get you at that moment, right?
Yeah, exactly. It creates this like cultural shorthand where you're like, I don't have to be like, well, you heard of this? Okay, no. You know what I mean? Like, and the way, and it is different. Like where I am changes how I talk to people, because it's like, I have this pre-established, like, oh, I know we have this shared language. Yeah. Where it's like, I do find honestly, like general, like, book fairs harder, because it's like, you do get more people that like, don't know, they've never heard of romantasy, or they're like, oh, I only read thrillers, and I'm like, you're not gonna understand what I'm trying to do,
not your book. Exactly. Well, yeah, I mean that's the tricky part in general, right? Like if because that's what marketing in a nutshell, right? Like that's what it is. If you yell in the void, it's the you have to figure out, okay, which are the people that understand what I'm
Yeah.
saying right now and are not
Yeah.
the motivational self-help book readers, right? Like
Yeah.
that's not going to. Although I've seen now memes like on TikTok and whatnot where people, I actually think it's the yearns people that I'm seeing
Yeah.
with that.
You're
I was
so good
like,
with it.
screw self-help books. Since I'm reading romantasy, my mental health is a lot better, and
Yeah, yeah.
I couldn't
Exactly.
agree more.
Yeah, I agree. Those have, reading more genre fiction has done more for my mental health than reading self-help books ever did. Because I
Yeah.
definitely went through that phase where I was like, yeah, I'm gonna get better and I'm gonna read all these like, atomic habits and stuff like that.
Okay,
Like,
so question for you again, totally off topic again. I get more angry reading self-help books because I find them so like high level. They never
oh
tell
yeah,
me actually
oh yeah,
anything. And then
yeah,
I'm sitting there afterwards and I'm so angry at the book, and I had multiple self-help books that I actually tossed in the garbage can afterwards
yeah,
because I was
oh
like,
yeah.
so how is this supposed to help you?
It doesn't. And I think it's like not to get in the weeds, but like I feel like a lot of self-help books are made as like funnels to get you into the
Oh yeah.
course.
Yeah,
Which
yeah,
is
of
also
course.
unhelpful because I've like done the thing where it's like I read the book and then I'm like, oh okay, well I'll check out the course, and the course
Yeah,
is
yeah.
just as bad. It's like because it's like a lot of these things that are like helping is so it needs to be individualized. You
Yeah,
need
it's
like
too
I'm not
generic.
a
Yeah.
therapist.
Yeah,
Like yeah.
it's fluff that doesn't really tell you anything on how to change anything. Yeah, I agree.
Mhm. Yeah,
So yeah,
exactly.
read romantasy, people.
Yeah.
It's you feel
Romantic
you're
is
going
way
to feel
better.
better afterwards.
Yeah. Agreed. Agreed.
All right. So now that we've talked about events and how successful they are for you, like for indie authors in general, do you have any other tips, like things where you're like, oh yeah, that really helped me over the years being seen, or just finding my people? Any other
I
tips?
I think the biggest thing is just being authentic. Like, I really feel like you have to do what is going to be truest to yourself. Because,
Yeah.
like, I feel like, especially with the rise of events, I feel like a lot of people feel pressure to do events. But if you're not the type of person who likes talking to people or feels uncomfortable or awkward, and you don't feel like your cup is filled up doing events, you shouldn't be
Yeah.
doing events. Because
Yeah.
it's like I leave events like tired, but my cup is full.
Yeah.
And like, doing stuff like this, like talking to you, it's like I love doing it and my cup feels full afterwards.
Yeah.
But it's like if this kind of thing is like creates like dread or it creates like stress in you and it like it does more damage than it does positive effects for you, it's not going to be sustainable long term. So you have to really focus on like do you need something simple? Do you need it to be straightforward? Then just stick to one platform. But it's
Yeah.
like if you are you're ambitious and you feel like you have, like I'm a chronic illness person, so I talk about spoons a lot, which is like you only have so many spoons in a day to do whatever you need to do. If it takes up too many spoons to do all the things, then you have to protect your health and your mental wellness first. So I think
Yeah.
it's just don't get caught up in FOMO, I think is my best advice. Don't feel like you have to do everything that everybody says you should do. Like
Yeah.
if people are talking about you got to do reels and you got to post 3 reels a day to it's like if that feels overwhelming to you, give yourself permission not to do it.
Yeah,
Like
just you saying this gives me anxiety right now.
yeah, yeah.
And I'm a content creator, so
Yeah, yeah, because like these are the kind of things that like because like authors are like a weird kind of content creator where we're creating content and then we have to make content about our like the expectation is to make content about your content.
Yeah.
And it's like that's a lot. That's you're asking for double the work, and it's like a lot of people that are at that level have like a whole team to do content on their content. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? Like people like these people that are like filming like YouTube's like are filming podcasts, and then on top of that they have like shorts that they post to TikTok and stuff. It's like they usually have somebody that's editing the shorts for them.
Yeah.
Or they, like or that's all they're doing is filming and then editing, and it's like
Yeah.
they're not on top of that writing a whole book and editing a whole book.
and doing
you know.
accounting and
Yeah, yeah.
whatever else you guys are doing as authors. Yeah.
Yeah, I think that every author should read Becca Slimy's book, Dear Author, You Should Quit. I think that would be my number one advice. She really changed my perspective on a lot of things because she basically teaches like you have to question the premise is what she calls it, and it's like basically like teaching you how to like parse out like what is essential to your life and to your like actual happiness. And it like teaches you how to like to assess things in a way that makes it so you're going to feel more happy and more successful, basically.
Yeah.
And it is a really great book. And I because like I said, I'm a burnout. Like I'm in burnout. I was in burnout recovery for a long time. I'm like finally feeling like I'm out of it.
Yeah.
And I feel like if I had heard this stuff earlier on in my career, when I was in that grind of like, I got to write as fast as I can, and I always think of the Hamilton song where he's talking about running like he's running out of time. Like that was me for a long time. So it's like I think that's the biggest thing is just like protecting your peace, like prioritizing your health and your mental well-being over success down the line. Because it's like the thing that's made me be able to do this as a job is sustainability.
Yeah.
Like you can't do this if you're burnt out. You can't do this if you like hate it. You know what I mean? You have to love it so much that you want to show up every day and keep writing.
Yeah.
And if you start hating writing, then it's like you might as well have a 9-to-5 because there's so much more security.
Yeah.
So it's like that's the thing is like is perseverance and sustainability is finding what is going to make it sustain for you it would be my best advice.
Yeah. So how does that then work for you? Like what does a sustainable day in the life for you look like now?
So my kid is in high school. So I wake up around like 6 in the morning, and I usually spend like the first hour of the day just not doing anything. Like I just being quiet. Like,
yeah.
And then we do like, we go through the morning routine, get her off to school. And then once I get to like she's at school, I'll eat breakfast. And then I usually write for like 3 hours, maybe 3 to 4 hours. And that's like either drafting or editing, like one of the two. And once I'm done drafting or editing for the day, I'll like usually like eat lunch or do something, and I'll just have some quiet time to myself. And then I'll go on to, do like the rest of my household stuff.
Yeah.
So it's like I try to limit how much time I spend on work. And then like once a month, I'll go through and do like my more administrative tasks, like scheduling social media posts, and I will schedule them all, and I have a bunch of templates, I make them, batch them, and I'm done for the month.
Yeah.
I'll write my newsletters for the month or whatever I have to do, like all the different marketing things I like try to like batch together to do it all at once. And a lot of it is just like segmenting my life and like not over scheduling myself. And if I have like an event on a weekend, that means it's a work day. And so it counts as a work day. And then that means that if it was like on a day I would normally be off, then I'm taking a different day off.
Yeah.
And it's like I'm very strict about having like 2 days off a week, every week. Because when I first started, I used to be like, I'm going to work every day. I don't need breaks. And it's not sustainable. So it's like, it is a lot about like just like hard limit stopping. Family time is family time. Work time is work time. If you work a day you don't usually work, then you take a different day off, and you just just like keeping everything kind of in a box in its place, because I can be chaotic in a lot of other ways, but if I structure that, it keeps the chaos contained, if that makes sense.
So you built your own 9-to-5 essentially.
Yes. Because I do need the schedule and the rigidity, unfortunately. Yeah.
I hear you. Well, welcome home, Mark. Well, I think now we are close to the end, right? Is there anything else that we didn't cover yet? Anything else that we need to talk about?
I don't think so. Not that I can think of, unless you have other questions. I don't think of anything else.
I have spoiler questions that we need to keep for after.
Yeah, that'll be for offline.
Because I don't want to spoil it for any of you guys.
Yeah.
All right. So if you're interested in reading Nicolette's books, her link to her website is down below in the description. Go check it out. If I remember correctly, you said first book is free right now in an ebook. So you can go test it out and see if that is something for you. Kickstarter is still going if you are then interested in these gorgeous, I have to hold it up one more time, special editions. Like the foiling is also so crazy good on those. There's no, like, it's so clean. It's crazy. Anyway.
I'm really particular about who gets what. The ones that don't look like that, they're in a bin in my house.
Ah, okay.
Yeah.
I feel special now.
Yeah. Yeah. I make sure I only sell like the most nice ones.
Well, yeah, if you get a special edition, right, you want it to look good. You don't want to have it blemishes all over. That's kind of
exactly.
the defeats the whole point of special edition a little
Yeah,
bit.
yeah.
Although, to be fair, like, I mean, if my choice would be nothing or a slightly blemished, one of those, I would also take a slightly blemished
Well, I
one.
mean, I do offer I offer the kind of like off printed where like small defect ones. I offer them as a discount on my store
Yeah.
for people because I have like a lot of readers that they only buy the blemished ones because like a lot of them are like this is not even like I've had people be like this is not even. I'm like it is to me.
Yeah.
It's less than perfect.
Listen, everybody has their own preferences, right?
Yeah.
And this way, everybody can grab what they prefer and what makes
Exactly.
sense for them. So, absolutely
Exactly.
perfect. Awesome. Yeah. So, description down below. And then if you have any questions, leave them down below for Nicolette as well. If I see them, I'll ping her and throw them over to her so she can reply to them. And then I hope you enjoyed our little conversation. Nicolette, thank you so much for
Yeah,
joining.
of course, my pleasure.
A long time coming. I'm glad it finally happened.
Yeah, a year in the making.
No kidding. It really was. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, we met for the first time at WonderCon last year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh my god. And then since then, multiple times throughout the different events in the
Yeah,
area.
you like the different LA events I was at. Yeah.
Yeah. So funny sometimes how things work.
Yeah.
Anyway. Alrighty. Well then with that, I hope you have an amazing Sunday. If you're a team replay, I hope you have an amazing day. And then we'll see you soon. Thank you.